Okay, so for the 30, 60, 90, I want you to realize that we want to write this in radians. So 30 degrees in radians is pi over 6, and 60 degrees in radians is pi over 3. The larger the denominator, the smaller the number, so that's why those are kind of weird like that. Now, the sides that go along with these are 1 is across from pi over 6, square root of 3 is across from pi over 3, and the hypotenuse is 2. So we're just going to do a similar thing. We're going to go through here and fill all this in. So next to the sine of 30 degrees, we'll write sine of pi over 6. And just go along and do that for these three. And now we're going to find sine of pi over 6. Remember, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so this will equal 1 over 2. Cosine of 30 degrees, so cosine of pi over 6, is adjacent over hypotenuse, so square root of 3 over 2. And then tangent, it's going to be opposite over adjacent, which is 1 over the square root of 3. Since we have a radical in the bottom, we're going to have to rationalize by multiplying by the square root of 3 on top and bottom. And then you end up with the square root of 3 over 3. Again, you're going to want to memorize these values. Now, the way you memorize them is not sit there and stare at them forever. Okay, the way you memorize them is working through problems with them, which is what we'll practice tomorrow. Now for the bottom half, you just go and do the same thing. 60 degrees is pi over 3, so write that in for each of these. And now we're going to determine sine of pi over 3, cosine of pi over 3, tangent of pi over 3. So really, if you have this triangle memorized, which is what I have, then you'll be able to sketch it out really fast and figure all these out manually before you have them memorized. So sine of pi over 3. Well, here's pi over 3. So we need to do opposite over hypotenuse. So that's square root of 3 over 2. Cosine of pi over 3 is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's 1 over 2. And lastly, tangent of pi over 3 is opposite over adjacent. So square root of 3 over 1, which is the square root of 3. Now notice on the other foldable I did the reciprocals, but here I did not. That's because the reciprocals are really easy to figure out. If you know sine, then you automatically know cosecant. If you know cosine, you automatically know secant. So I didn't include those in the foldable because you kind of get the point. So now go ahead and take these, glue them into your ISN. And what I want you to do for your practice is draw these triangles. Oops, I haven't flip-flopped. Your 45, 45, 90 and your 30, 60, 90. I want you to draw them 5 times each. Just draw them like in the margin. Okay? You can kind of scoot this over and draw them along the side. And that's going to help you to practice to memorize that triangle.